Hey, Jess, you're muted.
I do this every time. Do I not?
I do it too.
I get my shit together, I promise. But anyway, I was just saying that I see a couple of you in here already, and I'll wait for other people to come in so we can start talking about what we want to talk about. Hi, Shoestring. Hi, Eric. Hi, Field Super Duper. Grandma, of course, lovely to see you. Um, I guess we can go ahead and start. We have a whole 8 people, and that's enough for me. Oh,
Hi,
12.
everyone.
So, yeah. Cynthia back with me as always. But the first thing we want to do is there has been a very generous person that has cash apped myself and Cynthia off of live streams. They're anonymous, so I don't know who they are, but I really, really, really want to thank you. It's incredibly kind. Um, and I wish I could thank you more personally, know who you are, but I'm not going to say the name right, Cynthia. So,
It's Namaste, Chola.
yes.
I really
Namaste,
appreciate
Chola.
that as well. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for that. It really means a lot. It's just like an acknowledgement of all of the off-air stuff that we have done. And Cynthia also, if you want
Yeah.
to.
No, I definitely really appreciate it. I was shocked because my Cash App didn't notify me. So this was sent on Saturday. And then today I opened my Cash App for something else. And I was like, what? My phone vibrated. And I was just like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad because they had donated like way back a few days ago. So it was just really, it's touching for sure for people to show appreciation for the work that Jess and I have put into this. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. What we want to talk about today is some of you may be into um, paranormal or the metaphysical world. There is a woman named Willow. She's one of the very few tarot readers that I trust on YouTube, and I've asked her for permission to play her video, and she said that I could, as long as I credit her, of course, and I am definitely going to do that. Um, I've been a long time subscriber of hers, and her stuff is eerily accurate. Something that she said in this reading, and this reading was done really early on in Dylan's case, like before we really knew anything. So what she said that was interesting is that Dylan was 2.9 miles away, Cynthia.
She said around 2 miles from his farm and then also from the grain shed and near train tracks that intersect with the road.
Yes. And so we've both been looking on Google Maps. I am going to show a picture that I circled. Cynthia is going to show other pictures that she has that are really good, and she can move it around. But first, we're going to play Willow's reading. And I think you guys, even if you're not into this stuff, her readings are different. She uses a deck called an Ancestor deck. This deck was specifically made for her. Um, I think you'll find her very interesting. So I see people like dropping off, like, oh, I don't want to watch this stuff. But give it a shot. And if it's not for you, it's not. But I do think you'll find it interesting.
And
So,
you sent me the link like weeks ago, and you kept telling me like, watch this, and I kept putting it off. And then the night before last night, you sent the link again because I had sent you a link, and you were like, I'm not watching this until you watch this. So I went and watched it, and I couldn't help but binge watch all of the other reads because she was so accurate. I don't think it's in the one that we're playing now, but there was another follow up one on Dylan Rounds, and she got the initials JB Like, come on now. And that was before James Brenner was like deemed a suspect and those documents had come out. So, I mean, it's eerily accurate.
It's just eerie. I was like trying to force Cynthia to watch this and she kept putting it off, putting it off. And then finally she did, and she's texting me like, "Oh my God, why didn't I watch this sooner?" Especially like all the things we know, it's like mind blowing. But either way, we're gonna watch it, and I do have her permission to do this. So, Cynthia, can you see my whole screen?
No,
You
I
can't
just
see
see
my
you.
screen at all.
Well, I just see you. Are you already in the sharing mode?
You only see me? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, both of us. But if you're in sharing mode, it should be
Oh, I'm
your
sorry.
screen.
I didn't add it to the
Yeah.
screen. Duh.
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Always the technical stuff, you know. Okay, so I think you should be able to see it now.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I am going to start playing her read. I'm going to play it at a higher rate, playback speed. I do think you guys, if you have not watched this, will find it very interesting. And you're also going to find her tarot deck, if you've never seen it before, very interesting. So here we go. This is Above and Beyond Ancestor Readings, and her name is Willow.
Okay, so here we go. Don't forget, we will read these at the end. So this is a situation.
Can you hear her, Cynthia?
It's kind of quiet.
Like, it sounds really low, doesn't it? Hang on, just let me make sure that my volume is all the way up. It should be, but oops, I don't think I meant to do that. Sorry. No, my volume was not all the way up. So once again, let's try this again. Okay, so here we go.
This is the main part of the situation. This is what we need to look into deeper, and this is in the secret position. Now, when we get all the cards out, we are going to go in for clarification on all the cards afterwards, but right now I'm going to tell you what I am seeing. There was some kind of neglect. Okay, this is in the main part of the situation. This can mean a lot of things. I will be able to figure this all out once we have. With what we got to look into deeper, there was some kind of abuse that happened. Now, in the secret position, we've got this trickster. Somebody playing games, somebody saying one thing, doing another. This is not yet known, or this is being kept secret. So right now, I see that there was some kind of neglect going on, which I believe caused some kind of abuse. And there's a trickster involved. Now, this trickster could be known or not known, but right now, this is in the secret position. So I'm leaning more towards that this trickster is not yet known and is keeping things secret. So,
I just want to remind you guys that this reading was done a
It was
while
June 10th.
ago.
June 10th. Yeah.
Yeah, June 10th. So maybe like 2 weeks after Dylan went missing? Yeah.
12,
Yeah, about that.
12 days. Yeah. 13 days.
12 days, so
2
not
weeks.
even 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it really is before so much stuff came out in this case.
Mhm.
So yeah.
so now we're going to go in for the messages. Like I said, I will explain it all as we go.
And
Messages,
again,
please.
is she hard to hear? Cynthia?
She is kind of quiet, and I'm not sure if maybe that's playback speed, but what about everyone
sure.
watching this? Can you guys hear?
Yeah, I need to make sure they can hear it.
Let's look at their comments and see if they can hear.
I'll wait for them to answer, because if not, I'm gonna have to adjust the sound again somehow. Because she does sound really low, and I don't know why, because on her videos she's not low like that.
Oh, Shoestring Homestead says a little mumble.
A little mumble?
Yeah, and
But
then
are they able
everyone
to
else is
hear?
saying it's low. Yeah.
Ah.
It's the speed too, someone's saying, and that's what I was wondering as well. Maybe Maybe the playback speed is a little bit fast.
All right. Well, let me turn it back down to just normal since I have her permission. So let's try it.
Oh, we have the messages, please, regarding Dylan Rounds,
It
19
still
years
sounds
old,
incredibly low.
Idaho.
It does.
What is up with that? I'm sorry, you guys. If there's not technical issues, it just can't be a real live stream, right? So, I mean, seriously, it's so annoying. I just want to exit out of this. So annoying. I don't know that it's the playback speed. Anytime I've used playback speed, it doesn't affect the sound. I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to like turn our headphones up or something.
Is the sound all the way up on the YouTube audio?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit. No, it's not. Thank you.
Okay.
Ah,
Now, let me explain this as we go.
it's
Okay.
still low.
These are now
It's
the
a little bit
messages.
better though.
This is the head. This is the end. This is in between. Okay. This is the main part of the situation. Okay. And this is a situation. This here is going to tell us everything that we need to know as to what happened. This here is going to help clarify it and give us more information regarding it. So right away, I've got something about assets. I'm believing this is over money. You see that there's houses, a house and a car and whatnot and a big dollar sign. Right away, I'm being drawn to the money. There's something about money. I've also got something about maybe some traveling, but there's something about money. I've also got the official and complying. Okay. So, and the neglect. We've got to read this as a whole. Okay. So what I am feeling right now, because I have the abuse and I have this trickster, I also have some kind of neglect. When we put this together as a whole, individually, they mean different things, but as a whole, I am seeing that there is a trickster involved, okay, that caused some abuse over some neglect. I believe that this was over money. So I do believe that there, as I'm seeing it right.
I was like,
Hang on.
with them. Why do I think I'm gay.
Right now, there is at least
That
one
was
other
weird.
person responsible. He didn't just walk away on his own, is what I'm saying. There's at least somebody else responsible. There's somebody else in this mix. Now, from what I'm getting right now is I feel like this trickster was maybe promised some money, wanted some money. Now, I do know that Dylan was a farmer. So could this be that this trickster felt he was owed money or wanted money? And Dylan neglected to give that or agree to something. There's something official here too. Now, I know on the card it has like the police hat, but this could be anything official, okay? It could be an official, something official like a document, anything like that. But I do believe that this trickster felt Dylan owed him some money or he wanted some money. Don't forget, this is in between. We're going to go here with what we got to look into deeper. This is in between. The light tells me about bringing things to light, truth, no lies. So I do believe that whoever this trickster is, maybe got into a physical altercation with Dylan, wanting money. I don't think Dylan was going to give that up. And I'm almost getting that there was some kind of neglect on Dylan's side too. Like he did something that he generally would not do, which caused this trickster to be able to do what he did. And I do see the abuse to me is some kind of fight argument, the trickster abusing Dylan in some way over the neglect. So I believe he wanted money and Dylan was no way. So, or maybe this trickster wanted to work and something didn't work out. Maybe this trickster wasn't qualified for the job, or maybe he offered to help and then decided he wants money. And Dylan said, no, man, like you offered to help. I don't know yet, but I see something along those lines happening. And the light is like truth, no lies. So, and bringing things to light. So I do believe that this trickster maybe beat him up, wanting his money. And then he was worried about Dylan may be going to the officials. So he's gotten rid of him. I don't know. But this is what we've got to look into deeper. Okay. This is the head. It connects this way, and this way. So in the secret position, again, we've got something about grandparents. So I don't know if, and I got the grandparents who said thank you. So I don't know if there is something he may have said to his grandparents, but the grandparents could hold the key here without even maybe knowing it, because this is in a secret position, right? He may have said something to his grandparents about this trickster, because the grandparents are bringing things to light. So I do believe that this trickster maybe beat him up.
Oops, that was my fault. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll put them over here for now. Okay, you guys. Just as I suspected, I feel with the situation, the flowers are showing appreciation. Flowers can mean a lot of different things, but I'm getting it with the neglect. Okay? Appreciation and recognition, which tells me exactly what I felt before with this trickster. Don't forget, we are reading it this way right now. Okay? This is going to come. I asked for clarification on the situation. This trickster didn't feel neglected. He felt Dylan neglected to show appreciation or recognition for something.
That bothers me.
And I'm getting the feeling, see this help? It's like, buddy, I came here to help you. Give me some money. Give me some money. You think I did this for nothing? Give me some money. Give me some money. And when Dylan didn't do that, this trickster is basically saying, you don't appreciate me. You're neglecting, to appreciate me and recognize that everything I did to try and help you, or whatever this was. I feel this trickster went there, wherever Dylan was, went there, possibly even followed him. Because I see him going behind, like following. So this is what I'm getting. Look, I helped you out, buddy, and there was a big fight over it, and it was over the money. He wanted money.
Cynthia, do you have your fan on?
And Dylan, I don't think was going to give him that. It's to help. And I think there was a physical fight that happened. And I've got the trickster throwing him away like yesterday's trash. So, yeah, I'm not feeling like he is still with us. I believe he has crossed over. And this trickster has disposed of him. I'm surprised that we didn't see, we'll see what happens up here. But with this, I see this as a huge physical fight. So I'm going to be anxious to see what comes out up here. If we've got the fire that comes out, which also will tell us about a fight, an aggressive, heated argument. It can also talk about a burning, but I'm going to be anxious to see if it comes out in this, it's going to mean this aggressive physical altercation, because I'm seeing blood. There's going to be blood somewhere where he was. Okay, so like I said, let me just move my candle here so I can put these out of the way. We're going to go in now for clarification on the messages. Can we get clarification, please, on the messages regarding Dylan Brown's, the assets, the official, the complaint, the light, the grandparents? And thank you. Can you please get some clarification on the messages regarding Dylan?
I just want to stop it right here for a second, because I think this is where we're going to get to the part where we're going to zero in on, is where she starts talking about location. I think this is going to be in this next part. So,
Browns. Please get some clarification on the messages regarding Dylan Brown's. That rain, that this wanted to come out, so it was like about to fall out, so I'm taking it out. Clarification, please, on the messages regarding Dylan around. Okay. Oh yeah, see.
right there.
See? Remember what I said about this? Look at the secrets of knowledge. Okay. So, from what I'm seeing is he may... Okay, so let's start up at the top up here with this assets and the roads.
Pay
Okay?
attention here,
So
please.
I feel with this, because this is what we've got to look into deeper, I believe he was taken somewhere else. He was taken down the road. I don't feel he's that far from where maybe his farm where he lived, because I see him just being tossed somewhere. I don't feel it's going to be where two roads meet, and there may be, to me, this is going down a bit. So two roads are going to meet, and they're going to go down a bit. I'm also seeing train tracks. So maybe where a road goes over train tracks or goes beside train tracks, but it's down lower. That's where they're going to find him, and I don't feel it's very far. Okay, so we've also got the drugs in the official, we got the complying with the mail, and we got the neglect and the flowers. So we got to read this all as a whole. Okay, I do believe that whoever this trickster is, was on drugs, had a problem with drugs, and I think that contributed to what happened with Dylan. He's coming back as a spirit bird. He's coming back to tell us. I do believe he has crossed over. Okay, didn't comply with the mail. This is a male trickster, so there's a male. This could also be two males, but there's at least another male. And right now I'm seeing it's a male trickster. I do believe that he did not agree to something that had to do with money. This trickster wanted money. And it's almost like I'm getting like, you offered to help, but I do see a fight and I see blood. The cardinal is a spirit bird. Okay. Coming to bring out the truth, no lies. So I do feel that he has crossed over, and I do feel that this trickster is responsible because he didn't want Dylan going to the officials, maybe to the police. But this was over money. He wanted the money. And Dylan did not comply with that. Nope, you're not getting it. Now, we're going to go into the secret here. You see this? With the grandparents, I got secrets, and I've got the thank you, and I've got the knowledge. I do believe that the grandparents know something. This could be something Dylan said. Just don't tell nobody. I don't want nobody else to worry, or something along those lines. But whatever this knowledge is that the grandparents have, that's the secrets that need to come out. I don't even think they know what they know. Like, realize that they know what they know, because they have some kind of knowledge of something here that maybe they haven't spoken about because they don't think it's important. And I do feel that this is Dylan's grandparents, or the grandparents can also stand for somebody. Very, very much older than them. But I'm getting grandparents because he's thanking the grandparents. But I also believe that he may have told these grandparents some secrets or things that he didn't tell anybody else, but they hold the knowledge. There's something that they're missing. Regarding this trickster. So this may holds the key right there. I do see a fight happening because I got the abuse. I've also got blood. And I've got help. Like, nobody, you came to help me. You didn't say nothing about wanting all kinds of money. This is over money. I feel like this trickster threw him away. I don't feel it's far. I'm seeing railroad tracks. So in a road, maybe either coming over the railroad tracks or running beside the railroad tracks. It's going to be where they almost like come together. And he's going to be down there. That's where he was thrown away. Let's go into the cards that came out where I was shuffling. I got something with genocide. Well, he was alive. Okay, so what I'm getting with this is when he was taken from, maybe I'm seeing the farm. When he was taken from there, he was still alive. This happened at a distance where so this guy had to have had a weapon or something of some kind. He did something. This trickster had to have had a weapon to make Dylan go with him. But I feel like when he left, he was alive. And this happened here, where he was disposed of. Okay, let me read that at the end. Okay, you see this rain? The rain tells me something popped up. Change of plans, something popped up, something not going as planned. Okay, so maybe this guy, he brought this guy or had this guy. I see this guy following him. So maybe he told this guy, hey, follow me, I'll show you where it is. Maybe you can give me some tips and tricks on my farm. Maybe he had a problem with one of his machinery, or maybe with animals. I don't know what type of farm he had, but I know he had a farm. But this guy offered to help, and I see him following Dylan. So I do believe that he followed Dylan to his farm and then wanted money, because when he left, I see him still being alive. The genocide happened at a distance. It's going to be near these railroad tracks where this road and railroad tracks meet. This is something popping up. So when they got to the farm, something popped up. The rain tells me about a change of plans. Okay, so this guy wasn't there to help him. I think this guy was there to rob him. Maybe thought, being a farmer, I know a lot of farmers here in Canada keep their money And believe it or not, just little metal cases in their house. They get paid cash a lot for maybe if they're a chicken farmer selling chickens or animals or whatever. So maybe this guy thought he had a lot of money somewhere on his farm. But when he got there was a change of plans. You know, when you make a plans to go to the beach and then it starts raining, change of plans. Something popped up. Something happened quick and changed the plans. So I do believe that maybe he incapacitated him here because I see blood and then took him a distance, and that's where the genocide. And I feel like this guy is going to be known. This guy is going to have a criminal record. I think that he's harmed people before. Okay, so this is a message to Dylan's family. He's saying that he's reunited with a loved one. Okay, so I do believe that he has crossed over. But I have not seen, this is comforting in a way, but in another way, I will have to do another read. Okay, let's go in for clarification on this, because this could also mean that have some hope. I see that he's not here, but I could be wrong. He could be still alive somewhere. I don't know how long ago this happened. I'll have to go and see what other information I can find out once I'm done this read. But I feel personally in my gut that he's no longer with us. I'm going to get some clarification on this, because this could also mean that he's going to reunite with loved ones. But to me, this is he's reunited on the other side with a loved one. Let's get some clarification on reuniting with the loved one. Can you please give us some clarification? Does that mean that Dylan is still alive and he's going to be reunited at some point? Or does this mean he has crossed over and reunited with the loved one on the other side? Clarification, please, on reuniting with the loved one. Ooh. Please get some clarification, please, on the reuniting with the loved one. Reuniting with the loved one, please, clarification, please.
Willow will shuffle the crap out of them cards, doesn't she? I mean, it
She's
looks
really fast with her cards.
Yeah, it looks faster because I have her sped up. So
it is not giving me clarification because I got the justice, the trust, and the honest. To me, this is telling me to trust the justice, that the truth is going to come out, and to trust that they're being honest. Okay, so why should we be trusting in the justice? Does this mean that you have crossed over? We need to know, Dylan, if you are still with us. I'm feeling you're not. This could also mean justice for his crossing. So it's missing. That came out. There could be some justice missing. Okay. Something new, an illness, and a distraction. Distraction. There's somebody new. I think it's this trickster.
Boundaries with them.
Would you like to set an alarm?
The mental health with the drugs. They're missing something. I'm missing. He's also missing. He could very well still be alive. This could swing either way. I am getting a gut feeling, and this is only in my gut, that he has crossed over. But that is not being verified here. So he could be being held, because I got right now he's missing. But I do feel he's by these train tracks, where the roads, by the train tracks is down there. So could he be being held somewhere? Absolutely. We would have to do a second read on this to get this, but I've got the genocide, which tells me that he's been lethally harmed. So why these have come out, I am not sure. But the trusting in the justice system to figure this out. And then when I asked for even clarification on that, we got the missing something new, a birth, something new. That doesn't necessarily have to mean the birth of the baby. The birth can mean something new with an illness and distraction. So they could have taken him somewhere else. And he could not, when I get something like this, something new, an illness, this would be an amnesia, something along those lines that he doesn't even know who he is because of maybe the lethal. I'm getting lethal. Could he have been beaten up that this trickster thought that he was a goner and he was not? And now he just doesn't even know because he was beaten up so bad? That could be. That could very well be because I got something new with an illness and it's distracting. Listen.
So I'm going to stop it there. That's pretty much the gist of that. But what she was talking about here, just let me blow that up one more time, with the roads, these roads up here, about where he could be. It's so eerily, it almost looks exactly like it is. We'll pull that up for you guys. This is what we
This is
wanted
all. I
to
got it
talk
here.
about. Oh, let me
But to
stop
say
it a
one
little
way
bit.
or the other than my gut.
So let me get out of this screen. Go back to where we are. Okay. So there's that. But now we want to show, like, Cynthia looked on Google Earth, and there is a crossroads. Of course, there's the train tracks. Like, I'm sure you guys are already aware of that. But let me just show this real quick. And then I'm going to let Cynthia share her screen because she's going to look around. So this was taken from my phone, but I'm going to try to blow it up as much as possible. Like, you could see, like, even in her reading, like, those cards, this is where this is right down the road. Again, this is 2.9 miles from the grain shed, Cynthia.
I believe so. Yes, 2.9 miles from the grain shed, and then 2 miles from the farm.
And I think she said that in that read, that it was like 2 miles or so.
That might have been the other one. I think it was the other read, but she also in the other read got the initials JB, which is really interesting. And then she also said that there's like a water element wherever Dylan's at.
Yeah. So this right here, these are tunnels. Like, this tunnel goes underneath the railroad tracks. But again, like, you see these crossroads, and it's where she sort of said, you know, it's not far. It's a couple miles. This is a couple miles. These are the train tracks. So I'm going to take this down, and then I'm going to let Cynthia go ahead and share her screen.
Do you want me to show the grain shed and the farm just for like perspective before I do the Google Earth?
Yeah, please. Can't listen to this. It's bad. What do you mean? You can't hear? Hi, Grandma. I'm just looking at the comments. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear everything? I don't know. Oh, look, Jess has a mod. Always you, Grandma. Always you.
Hi, Grandma.
Yeah. Yes, you can hear. The connection with the reading was bad. Okay. But could you hear the reading? Did everybody hear the reading? Like, just to make sure? Oh, it was choppy? Ugh. Cynthia, did it sound choppy to you?
Parts of it.
Ah. Damn it. It's a really good read. I am going to link it so you guys can go back and watch it, and it won't be choppy, hopefully. Sorry about that. Not sure why that happens. Just, I'm sorry. So, but anyway, Cynthia, if you want to share.
Oh, I'm clicking on it. Nothing's happening. So I think that maybe
I'm
you
gonna
have to click on it. Yeah.
I think this is the one.
Oh, the other one.
The other one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So this is the grain shed area. And then Dylan's farm is up the top.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So right where I'm not sharing my screen, so they won't be able to see. That blue dot at the top is Dylan's farm all the way at the very top. Okay. So if we go back to that other picture, Cynthia, I guess I can do that. So here's how it all is. I understand that it's very small. Hi, Blue and Gold. So good to see you. You have James Brenner's shed or camper. I'm sorry. This blue dot that's all the way over to the right. In the middle is the grain shed. And then to the left is where Dylan's boots were found. So, but again, what we were talking, do you want me to go to the next? We'll go to the next stream, Cynthia.
I did
So-
want to add about the camper, though. You and I were talking about this before we went on. It doesn't show the camper in the picture because those pictures are anywhere from May 29th of 2019 to newer. But the family did share a picture that showed James Brenner's camper in the spot that I highlighted. So that would be a current picture that the family had, and it showed how close the trailer was to the grain shed.
Okay. I'm gonna let you. You should be able to navigate. Yeah.
Can you see it
around.
moving?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Looks
I always
good.
use the sun tunnels for a point of reference. So I'm just going to scroll up to the grain shed.
And again, we're focusing on that part of her reading where she talked about the roads, how far away he was. She said something about 2 miles. These places that we're looking at are within 2 mile distances. So,
And then for perspective, where the grain shed is, and from this point of view, Dylan's farm would be to the right, 5 miles.
okay.
So I'm just going to move it up to the train tracks and then go to the first place that kind of matches the description that she gave.
Yeah, so here's the train tracks that go, right through Lucin. And then, as she said, where those roads cross, which that was the first picture that I tried to show you guys. And what I had circled again was tunnels that go underneath there. So, but Cynthia's going to take us to that place on Google Earth.
And you and I have been wondering whether or not these places have been searched or if it's kind of just been centered around the grain shed.
Rebates is asking, are the tracks still used? I do not believe so.
So this is one of the points of interest. As you guys can see, there's like a lime green colored water, and that's 2 tunnels that go underneath the train tracks.
Let's give the how far away, because that's our whole point of this stream is, showing what she said about that, and then how far away this particular spot is along these railroad tracks, where she said those roads would meet, within, like that 2 mile distance. This is where the 2 miles or so is from there. So and it's odd because when you look it up, you come to this spot where she's talking about. There is railroad tracks there. There is the crossing of the road, and then there's these tunnels, and then there is like a little bridge type thing. Hi, caseworker.
$2.68 miles.
So that's how far these tunnels, that's what Cynthia's showing on the screen, 2.6 miles. And she said that it would be at that crossroads where he was sort of dumped. Now, again, that reading did come out very early on, like 12 days after he went missing. We really knew nothing at that time. And so if anyone else had saw that reading early on or something, or it had been passed to people in town or people that knew him or potential persons of interest, you know, the FBI didn't get out there for what, 17 days. It's time to, you could move stuff, I guess, if you really wanted to, even though the family was out there and they had things out there. Like they said, it's just so vast.
The
I feel
second,
like, yeah, go ahead.
the second point of interest, I feel like that one matches the description a little bit more because this is off to the left of the grain shed, which would be further away from Dylan's farm. Dylan's farm is to the right of the grain shed, so it would kind of be 2 miles each way, and that's what she said. But
Yeah.
do you want me to show the other one? The second
Yeah,
one?
go ahead. Sure. It's just very interesting that she gives this reading super early on. She gives this 2 mile location. When we look it up, we find tunnels and stuff like that. So it is just points of interest to look into. He hasn't been found. I'm not like completely against the metaphysical world or tarot readers or stuff like that, as long as they do it in a classy way, and you're really not going to find a better tarot reader than Willow, because she doesn't just call police because she had a dream or things like that. She does a lot of readings, and they're usually very on point. But she also covers cases as they're happening. She'll show, court proceedings and things like that. So um, I don't feel like she's your typical run of the mill tarot reader, if you will. No disrespect to anyone else. It's just she's very good at what she does. So I wouldn't even like stream this if I didn't have some sort of trust in her or anything like that. So, but it could pan out to be nothing at all. But I think it's just interesting to look at.
Yeah. See, the road intersects right here near the train tracks, and then there's a water, kind of like a reservoir right here.
And she talks about water in the second read, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second or third. There's a total of 5 over there. So
Yeah, like I had watched that very first read when it came out, and then I saw, she did an update and another update. I've only watched 2. So sorry, Willow. I'm definitely gonna watch the other 3 that you have up to date with Dylan's case, but I just always find the first reading the most interesting because there wasn't a lot of information, there wasn't this kind of information or anything for her even to be saying stuff like this. So, after a while, and I am not discrediting her in any way, shape, or form. I would not be doing this if I thought, she was like a fraud or something crazy. But it's just the more readings you do, the more information's out there, the more people could say like, oh, she knows everything now and stuff like that. So that's why I really like focusing on the first reading, where just not a lot of information and stuff like that. So Cup of Color is saying she's amazing. I agree, Cup. Midwest Crappy Man. Dang, still working. Gotta have to bug out so I can watch this. Rebates. I have thought for quite some time that Dylan was taken from his farm or grain shed prior to being harmed. So little evidence per the family first reports. Yeah, I mean, that came out in her reading. And just like I said, that kind of like a lot of the information just wasn't fully out there yet, like not to the greater public. And it's eerie, like how on point I think she was, and that she didn't even know she was, So Willow has a sincere voice and approach, in my opinion. Yes, exactly, Eric. She really does. Reading what? Oh, I mean like tarot readings, if that's what you're talking about. Rebates. A lot of what she said are things that are now scenarios that are being discussed. I know. Isn't that crazy? So it just goes to show that, there are really good tarot readers out there that aren't just throwing anything against the wall. She's always good at what she does. I've watched her through multiple cases at this point, and I'll go back and I've rewatched her reading so many times with other cases just because stuff will come out after and you're like, holy cow. So with Cynthia, talking about like, wait, that place, like the roads do meet there. And, I was like, yeah, they do, because I had looked like on the maps and I could see where that had happened. And it almost looks exactly like the card that she had. So, Cynthia started like looking at like how far away is that crossover. And of course, it's like what she said, oh, like maybe like 2 miles or so, not far. Well, that's how far those crossroads are from the grain shed, I believe, right, Cynthia?
Yes. And then she also, in some of the other readings, it was just interesting to like look at the date of the read and then kind of follow like the things that have happened since the read. And when she got the JB initials, James Brenner was not yet like deemed a suspect. And I don't think the court documents were even available at that point.
Yeah, no, they weren't. Like James Brenner was not named as any kind of suspect at that point. The court documents were not available at that time. So again, like just for her to have like do this tarot read, it's sort of unreal,
We didn't even know his name because remember he was still being just called Jim by everyone. So his name, James Brenner, like wasn't even known at that point until the court
We didn't know his last name or anything.
Yeah.
So just Jim and Don, and I think I did mention them in like one of my first couple of live streams, but they were names that to me were just people that worked with Dylan. And I knew that Jim had gotten into like a little like spats with him and stuff, but like nothing else. Like there was just no other sort of like information. This is pre-Kurt. This is pre all of that stuff. So it's like you watch that and what we know thus far, like now, it just seems like a reading like that is like, yeah, it's kind of mind blowing a little bit. But I just think it's highly interesting that within the first 12 days, she does this reading. She talks about him not really being too far away from that grain shed. And, there's railroad tracks and it's where it crosses. And then we look at it and holy crap, it's like 2 miles from there. So almost 3, I guess, but just very interesting.
And one of the other reads, she also gave like a really good profile of the person who did this through her reading. And she was talking about this person doesn't have a lot. They're afraid they're going to lose what they do have. And they feel that Dylan is responsible for that, which is why they did what they did. Like they were afraid that Dylan was going to be done with them. So.
Yeah, I mean, it fits Brenner. It really does. Just what we were saying. But you know what? I just, even rewatching that just now, I just like caught more stuff. Like there's this little part that I wanted to stop, but I didn't want to like interfere with what we were trying to show with the maps and stuff. But she does say something that makes me think of Ed Hirschberger in that first reading. Like if you go back and listen to it, she just says like this little part where it's like rebate. Kurt, he's a trickster, I think. Listen, she didn't name anyone in that read. It is what it is. So your opinions are yours to have. So rebates. He's a fast talker trying to confuse everyone with his ramblings. Grandma, he is not, I don't think. So see, we have varying opinions, and yes, let's put that up on the screen. Grandma is thanking you very much, Cynthia.
Thank you.
So, yes, and that is her name, Willow, and that is her channel name, Above and Beyond Ancestries.
Yeah, I think it's good that she gets credit for her work for sure.
For sure. Yeah. So I'm going to be posting that in my comment section. I'll pin the first reading. You guys will be able to go see the first reading and go through her channel, and you'll see the rest of the readings on Dylan. And I think Cynthia said that there's 5 at this point, which again, I haven't even watched the last 3. So I'm going to have to do that. It's just this first reading always like sticks with me because it was so early on. So, but I hope that gave you guys something to think about. And if you didn't know who Willow was, or you haven't watched that yet, please go check her out. She really does have a great channel. And if anything else, it's just something to think about. So, Cynthia, you want to have the last word here before we end this live stream?
I just feel like she does have a different perspective to offer, and it adds up a lot. So it's interesting. I've seen a couple of other reads that didn't seem as accurate, and it was kind of like off a lot. So I just feel like everything that we know now, it for sure adds up and makes a lot of sense. So if you guys want to check that out, I binge watched all of the other ones.
I know you said that. You were like,
yeah.
And you guys have no idea. Like I had to like seriously pressure Cynthia. Like I kept sending her a link. Like, did you watch it? Did you watch it? No. You know, so then she sends me a read, and I'm like, I'm not watching it until you watch Willow's read. And then like once she did, it was like, oh my God, why didn't I watch this sooner? Like, you know, so, but yeah. She will be linked, so you guys can just go and look at that if you haven't already. Have most of you in here watched her readings, or no? Or I'm just curious. Hi, Kathy, by the way. Hi, Melissa. But yeah, I'm just wondering if you guys have actually watched her before, or if this is brand new to you.
Cup of Color said Ed is 100% involved. He keeps coming up. We haven't really been able to get anyone to talk about him more than just saying his name.
I feel like she didn't even know it, and I feel like there was just this one little line in there. I'm gonna pick it out and like send you. I'm gonna clip it and send it to you, where I feel like she could have been hitting on him. Tina Brown, Miss Ma'am, thank you so much for becoming a member. I don't know when you did that. It wasn't during a live stream, but thank you so much. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the crazy train. We could go out playing Ozzy, like seriously, because that's what this case I feel like has turned into, unfortunately. But and even though we're streaming something today that is not fact based like we like to do, it's still, I find it interesting, and if you guys do as well, no harm, no foul. So, Kathy Cat, she's new to me, not my regulars I watch. Okay. Check her out more. Definitely for sure. Tina Brown, I've had a set of tarot cards for over 30 years. I have no idea what to do with them. Learn to read them, Tina. The base of tarot is astrology, just so you know. That is the base. So if you learn astrology really, really well, you'll have a much easier time reading tarot cards. But I would just suggest, if you want to read them, like look at them, learn the meanings of them and stuff like that. Intuition will take you far with tarot reading. So Cowboy Roy Rogers, hi, how are you? It rained hard the weekend that Dylan disappeared. Someone much smaller drove his truck, likely to the ravine that the tracks were left in the mud. While it may have been flooding, I emailed this to me. Did you email that to me? Tina, I love trying new things. I believe that about you, Tina. I can always tell when somebody's like really fits with my channel. Like Tina's one of those people. Like we just click. So, but anyway.
Willow pulled a card that mentioned the rain in that read and how it caused plans to change. And anyone that knew what Dylan was supposed to be doing that day, that's what they've said, is that it wasn't planned. It was kind of sudden when he realized he needed to move the truck or the grain truck.
Yep. Thank you, Cowboy Roy Rogers. He's saying only 17 likes out of 41 watching. Please hit the like button and share.
Thank
Thank you, sir. I know. I love people that take it upon themselves to do that. It's really nice. I take that as you enjoyed the stream and you think other people should too. So that's how I always take that. But cup of color, and it's good to see you too, by the way. Exactly. Why aren't they talking about him? You don't mess with MC Clubs and Hell's Angels. Oh, we were talking about that the other night, actually, on Cynthia's channel. And I think it's something to look into. A lot of people seem to not be giving too much credits to it. I kind of feel like no stone unturned type thing. Because if it was my kid, I would go that route, like no stone unturned. So it's worth looking into. And again, if something comes of it, it does. You just follow where the evidence leads. You don't have to like discount everything, but also walk a fine line of not going down complete conspiracy theory rabbit holes. So you try to work that out. But yeah. So hey, Jess and chat. Hey, Sun Beach. How are you, girl?
It would be a little bit interesting to find out like what the search parameters are that the FBI is searching in. You know what I mean? Just to find out if those areas that Willow kind of referenced that match the Google Maps, just to see if like those areas were maybe already searched, and if not.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know that the FBI has been out there every single day. And you know, I think Candace sort of alludes to this every time. It's just like, it's so vast. Like we need a point. And, you know, with the FBI agents out there, like they sound exhausted and just, you know, this is hard for them. So if there's any sort of help like that, it's just worth looking into. It can't hurt. If nothing's there, nothing's there. And it's just, that's it. So hi Cluckers, and hi Okie Mom as well. I see you guys like saying hi to each other in here. So it's good to see all of you. I think we are going to go ahead and end the live stream here. I hope everybody enjoyed my backgrounds. It took me, I have to say it, Cynthia, I have to say it. It took me a little bit of time, but I got a background that I felt was fitting for Dylan's case, because to me, it looks like, I don't know, like that kind of place, like especially like with a dirt road. I don't know. I just really. Am I tooting my own horn here and being?
No, it looks great. It looks really good. The other night, that like green, like stroby background, because of the lighting, it was, yeah, it was fun. It didn't look great though.
It looks absolutely crazy.
Fun to laugh about it.
Yeah, that's why I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna turn my camera off all the way. But you still kind of see it a little bit with my hands, like see how they're sort of disappear a little bit.
That's the first time I've seen that though during this live. So
yeah, it's I need I have 2 other lights. Actually, no, I have 4 other lights, but 2 other like smaller lights. Like if I put them here and here, my hands wouldn't do that. So it's all about lighting with green screens. Like the lighting has to be so right about it. So, well, thank you guys. I'm glad that you guys liked it. we have just hit the hour mark, and that's kind of really where I definitely want to end it. So,
Thank you,
Grandma.
everyone, for spending time with us. We
Yes,
enjoyed having all of you.
yes. Thank you guys. So, and we'll see you next time. Bye, Cynthia.
Bye.
Bye, guys.